There is a monthly habit that separates the people who build wealth from the people who constantly wonder where their money disappeared to, and it happens like clockwork once a month. Skip it a few times, and financially you can fall behind so badly that catching up becomes nearly impossible. I am talking about something that takes maybe 30 minutes, costs nothing, and has a bigger impact on your long-term wealth than your salary, your investment returns, or any piece of financial advice you will ever hear. Most people never do it. The people who do it consistently end up financially free, while everyone else stays broke and confused about what they are missing. My name is Claire, and I have watched thousands of people struggle financially even while earning solid incomes. And the difference between them and the people who build real wealth always comes down to whether they do this one monthly practice. If you are tired of feeling like you work hard but never get anywhere financially, or if you want to understand the simple habit that helps create millionaires while everyone else stays stuck, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button if this helps you. Here is what is really going on. Most people handle their money like it is a mystery box. Money comes in, money goes out, and they vaguely know they should probably be saving more, but they are not really sure where it all went. They might check their bank balance now and then, stress when bills arrive, glance at a credit card statement, and feel a little guilty about how much they spent. But they never actually sit down and do a full review of everything that happened with their money over the last month, and then make deliberate choices about what should happen next month. That is why someone earning $60,000 can feel just as broke as someone earning $30,000, and why a person making $150,000 can still be living paycheck to paycheck. It is not about how much you make. It is about whether you actively manage your money or just passively watch it disappear. And the difference between active management and passive hope is a monthly money meeting with yourself where you review everything, adjust your strategy, and make sure you are moving toward your goals instead of just treading water. Let me show you exactly what this monthly practice looks like and why skipping it can wreck your financial future even if you're doing everything else right. During the first week of every month, you need to block out 30 to 60 minutes on your calendar. Not optional, not whenever you feel like it, not if you remember. Every month, without exception, you sit down and complete a full financial review. And here is what that review includes. First, you open every account where you have money: checking, savings, credit cards, investment accounts, retirement accounts, all of it. You write down the current balance of each one, not because you are about to do something with those numbers right now, but because you need to see your whole financial picture in one place. Most people do not know their actual net worth because they never look at all their accounts at the same time. They know they have some money in checking, some debt on credit cards, maybe something in a retirement account somewhere, but they have never added it all up to see if they are moving forward or backward. So you write down every balance. Checking has $2,300, savings has $8,000, credit card 1 has $3,200 owed, credit card 2 has $1,800 owed, student loans have $18,000 left, retirement has $45,000, investment account has $12,000. Whatever your numbers are, you write them all down. Then you do simple math, add everything you own and subtract everything you owe. That is your net worth. That is your financial scoreboard. That is how you know if you are winning or losing with money. This matters because most people have no idea whether they are actually making progress. They might feel okay because the bills are paid on time, or stressed because of an unexpected expense, but they are making financial decisions based on feelings instead of facts. When you track your net worth every month, you can see exactly what is happening. Did your net worth go up this month? Then something is working. Did it go down? Then something needs to change. Without this monthly check-in, you could be slowly going broke and not even realize it until you are in serious trouble. Next, you review every single transaction from the past month, every dollar that came in and every dollar that went out. This is the part where most people fall apart because it sounds tedious and boring, and they do not want to face what they actually spent money on. But this is also where the power is. You cannot manage what you do not measure, and if you are not reviewing your spending every month, you are not managing it. You are just hoping it works out. You go through your bank statements and credit card statements line by line. You are not judging yourself or feeling guilty. You are just observing. You spent $120 on restaurants last month. You spent $60 on coffee shops. You spent $280 on groceries. You spent $45 on subscriptions. You spent $350 on entertainment. Whatever the numbers are, you write them down by category. Food, transportation, housing, utilities, entertainment, shopping, whatever categories make sense for your life. This process takes maybe 20 minutes when you do it monthly. It would take hours if you waited and tried to do a whole year at once, which is exactly why most people never do it. But when you do it every month, you start seeing patterns that are invisible if you are just living day to day. You realize you are spending $400 a month on restaurants and did not even notice because it is $20 here, $30 there, and it never feels like a big deal. You realize you are paying for 3 streaming services you barely use. You realize you spent $200 on random Amazon purchases that felt necessary at the time, but you cannot even remember now. These insights are gold because they show you exactly where your money is leaking out of your life, not in a judgmental way, but in a factual way. You are spending $400 a month on restaurants. That is $4,800 a year. Is that worth it to you? Maybe it is. Maybe eating out is one of your real pleasures and you are happy to spend that money. Great, keep doing it. But maybe you would rather have that $4,800 invested and growing for your future, and you did not realize you were even making that trade-off until you saw the numbers. That is the power of the monthly review. You get to make conscious decisions about your money instead of just letting money happen to you. Most people never actually decide where their money goes. They earn it, spend it on whatever seems important in the moment, and then wonder why nothing is left. The monthly review forces you to see what you are actually doing with your money versus what you think you are doing. After that, you compare your spending to your budget. And yes, this means you need a budget. Not some rigid deprivation plan where you can never have fun, but a simple allocation system where you decide in advance about how much you want to spend in each category. Maybe you budgeted $300 for restaurants, but actually spent $400. That is fine, it is just information. Now you know you either need to adjust your budget to reality or adjust your spending to match your budget. Without the monthly review, you keep spending $400 while believing you spent $300, and then you wonder why you can never save as much as you planned. Here is what separates people who build wealth from people who stay broke. Wealthy people treat their budget like a living document that gets reviewed and adjusted every month. Broke people either do not have a budget at all, or they made one years ago and never looked at it again. Your budget is not something you create once and obey forever. It is something you update each month based on what actually happened and what is coming next month. Maybe transportation cost more this month because gas prices went up. Fine, adjust the budget. Maybe entertainment was lower because work was busy. Great, move that surplus into savings. The monthly review is where these decisions happen. You look at what happened last month, think about next month, and update the plan. That keeps your budget realistic and useful instead of turning it into a fantasy document that has nothing to do with your real life. Now here is the part that really makes the difference. After you review your accounts, your spending, and your budget, you make one specific decision about your savings rate. Every month, you look at how much money you saved or invested, and you ask yourself whether you can increase it even a little bit. Not double it. Not do some dramatic, unsustainable jump. Just increase it by 1 or 2%. Let's say you are currently saving 8% of your income. That is actually pretty good. Most people are not saving anything, but during your monthly review, you notice you spent less on entertainment than you planned. Instead of letting that extra money disappear into random spending next month, you increase your automatic savings transfer by 1%. Now you are saving 9%. Most people would never even notice that 1% difference in their checking account. But over time, that extra 1% compounds into real wealth. That is how you build wealth without it feeling painful. You are not trying to go from 0 savings to 20% overnight. You are just increasing your savings rate by 1% every few months during your monthly review. In 1 year, you go from 8% to 14%. In 2 years, you are saving 20% of your income, and you barely feel the increase because it happens so gradually. But here is the crucial part. This only works if you are actually doing the monthly review. Without the monthly check-in, you never make these small increases. You just save whatever you happen to save and hope it is enough. With the monthly review, you are actively moving your savings rate upward over time, and that is what creates financial freedom. Let me show you what happens when someone does this religiously versus when someone does not. Meet Rachel and Michelle. They are both 28 years old and making $55,000 a year. Rachel does a money meeting with herself on the first Sunday of every month. Michelle thinks about money randomly when bills stress her out, but she never sits down for a formal review. At the beginning of the year, they are both saving 5% of their income, which is about $230 per month. In February, Rachel does her review and notices she is spending $150 a month on subscription services she barely uses. She cancels half of them and raises her savings rate to 6%. Michelle keeps paying for all her subscriptions because she does not realize how much they cost. In April, Rachel's review shows she got a 3% raise. Instead of just spending the extra money, she increases her savings rate to 8%. Michelle got the same raise, but her lifestyle expanded to absorb it, so she is still saving 5%. In July, Rachel notices she has been spending $300 a month on takeout. She decides that is too much and starts meal prepping. She redirects $150 a month into investments and raises her savings rate to 10%. Michelle is still ordering takeout constantly and has no idea how much it is costing because she never reviews her spending. By December, Rachel is saving 12% of her income through a mix of cutting waste and small increases whenever she found extra room. Michelle is still saving 5% because she never did the work to find the leaks or intentionally raise her savings rate. Over 1 year, Rachel saved about $6,000. Michelle saved about $2,700. That is a $3,300 difference from the exact same salary, and all of it came from doing a monthly review. But the real power is in what happens over time. In year 2, Rachel keeps doing her monthly reviews and keeps finding small optimizations. She raises her savings rate to 15%. Michelle still is not tracking anything and is actually saving less now because her spending keeps creeping up. By year 5, Rachel is saving 20% of her income and has built meaningful wealth. Michelle is still struggling, even though she makes more money, because she never took control of her spending. The monthly review creates a compounding effect beyond the actual money saved. Every month you review your finances, you get a little better at handling money. You start spotting patterns. You start making smarter decisions automatically because you have trained yourself to think strategically. You begin noticing chances to save or invest that you would have missed before. That skill compounds over time, and after a few years of monthly reviews, you are operating at a completely different financial level from someone who never built this habit. Something else happens during your monthly review that may be even more valuable than the money itself. You check in on your financial goals. At the start of the year, maybe you set a goal to save $15,000. During your monthly review, you realize you are only on track to save $12,000 at your current pace. Now you know you need to find an extra $250 per month somewhere if you want to hit the goal. Without that monthly review, you would get to December and feel disappointed that you only saved $12,000, but you would have had no chance to correct course during the year. The monthly review lets you manage your goals actively instead of just hoping they work out. You can see whether you are ahead, behind, or on track, and you can make changes. Maybe you need to cut spending somewhere. Maybe you need to increase income with a side project. Maybe you need to adjust the goal so it is realistic. Whatever the answer is, you can only find it if you are checking in every month. That leads to the final piece of the monthly review. You spend 5 minutes visualizing your financial future, not in some vague manifestation way, but in a concrete, strategic way. You look at your current net worth. You estimate where you will be in 5 years if you keep your current savings rate. Then you ask yourself whether that future excites you or scares you. If it excites you, great, keep going. If it scares you, something has to change now. Most people never do this. They just drift through life financially, assuming things will somehow work out. Then they wake up at 45 with very little saved and wonder how it happened. The monthly review forces you to confront your financial direction every single month. You cannot ignore it. You cannot pretend everything is fine if the numbers say you are falling behind. And that uncomfortable confrontation is what motivates you to make the changes required to build wealth. Here is the brutal truth. If you are not doing a monthly financial review, you are falling behind. I do not care how much you earn. I do not care if you contribute to your 401k. I do not care if you have a budget written down somewhere. If you are not sitting down every month to review what happened, adjust your strategy, and actively manage your progress, then you are losing ground to people who are doing this work. They are optimizing spending every month while yours slowly creeps up. They are increasing savings while yours stays stuck. They are catching problems early while yours grow into bigger ones. The gap between people who do monthly reviews and people who do not start small may be just a few $100s a month. But over 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, that gap becomes enormous. The person who does monthly reviews builds wealth through 1,000 small optimizations and deliberate decisions. The person who does not watch their money disappear through 1,000 small leaks they never noticed. And here is what makes that even worse. The monthly review only takes 30 to 60 minutes. That is all. You are telling me you cannot find 30 minutes once a month to manage the thing that determines your entire financial future. You will spend 3 hours scrolling on your phone in a single day, but you cannot spend 30 minutes reviewing your finances once a month. That is exactly how people stay broke even while working hard and earning decent money. So here is your choice. You can keep doing what you have been doing, which is probably nothing or almost nothing in terms of active money management. You can keep wondering where your money goes. You can keep feeling stressed about finances without knowing why. You can keep hoping everything works out. And in 10 years, you will likely be in about the same financial place you are in now, maybe even worse, because inflation and lifestyle creep will have eaten away at whatever progress you thought you were making. Or you can start doing monthly reviews today, not next month, not after your next paycheck. Today, put time on your calendar for the first Sunday of every month. Sit down and review everything. Track your net worth, review your spending, adjust your budget, increase your savings rate. Check your goals, visualize your future. Do this every month without exception, and in 1 year you will be shocked by how different your finances look. In 5 years, you will be wealthy while your peers who skipped this habit are still broke and wondering what your secret is. The secret is not complicated. It is not some exotic investment trick, side hustle, or inheritance. It is 30 minutes a month of active financial management that most people are too lazy or too afraid to do. That is the difference between building wealth and staying broke. Do it every month or fall behind. The choice is yours, and you are making it right now.